Rise and shine, tribe. I'm Renee and welcome to United Spirits Village. Today is July 4th. To all of you who celebrate Independence Day, happy holidays to you. To all of you who say, hey, thank God today's Thursday. Thank you for another blessed day. Happy blessed day to you. I decided to do a video today. I'm super excited because I'm up to 89 subscribers. Folks, I have been climbing up the subscription ladder. You know, for those of us who create YouTube videos, sure, it'd be great to get, 100, 1,000, a million followers, subscribers. But the main thing, remember, if you are interested in creating YouTube videos, just remember it is more about like the growth, personal growth and personal development. So through YouTube, I have elevated my confidence. I hope I've improved my speaking skills a little better. I've learned how to edit videos and make thumbnails. I use CapCut. I'm learning how to edit on Canva. I'm doing all those things. And yet the most fun is just plugging in the camera, this little microphone, making sure my hair is brushed, and just coming on to say hi, to connect with you, because I love you, the audience, my friend, my sister, my brother, the mothers, the fathers, the OGs, the youth, whoever's listening, and for whatever reason you're listening. Thank you for being here. Like, I know, just sitting here and twirling in my swivel chair is not that exciting. So many YouTubers get out there and they're traveling. They're creating these fancy, expensive videos and everything. And I enjoy watching the professionalism, the entertainment of it all. And so, but like, I'm not in competition with you folks at all. Thank you for doing what you do. So I have something to strive for, maybe. But in terms of personal development, I really enjoy finding and being and exuding my true authentic self. Excuse me, no matter what imperfections show on the camera. Do I love myself? Am I inspired enough to create videos? Talking about something, and sometimes nothing at all, and sometimes everything. I know right now, I'm going to choose a fit word. I love choosing a fit word because it stretches me to speak spontaneously, impromptu. Potential. That is the word. I chose it right here live on the spot. Potential. Excuse me. I get on camera and then all of a sudden I have to clear my throat. Okay, I'm going to do it one more time and then, excuse me. Please forgive me for coughing into the microphone. Hopefully I won't have to clear my throat anymore. And then, so I choose this fit word, and there are a few reasons why I choose a fit word. One, because it inspires me, and hopefully it inspires you to mindfully think about words, to use words intentionally. Yeah, with more intent when you're talking to other people, to improve conversations, to build confidence when someone provokes a conversation on a topic maybe you're not prepared for. So what I do, potential. I didn't know the word was potential, so I'm gonna think of 3 topics. 1, 2, 3 about potential. So when I think of potential, it's like energy that's there, but maybe not quite used just yet. Potential also refers to capability. Although there's potential, it doesn't mean that it's being used. A lot of us have really innate, special, divine potential that we have not tapped into. And we can do it at any moment. And sometimes it takes something outside of us to spark inspiration. And the more I feel, my opinion and my experience, the more that inspiration is sparked from the inside, it creates better outside in the environment. So are you one that you use the environment to like guide you? You know, outside influences guide you and provoke thought. Okay, that's great. Inspiration from the outside can improve or feed into our potential, but we still have to do something about it, right? I find that going within, quieting my mind, going into my heart, and listening, for me, it's like that beautiful voice of God, Spirit, reminded me who I am and what I can do. And that's where the true potential is for me. Yeah, I feel God brought me here for a reason to do certain work. It could be just as small as loving myself. And then once I've loved myself more and more, I can love someone. You know, at random times, people might come to us. We'll meet people on the street. Someone will call at these various spontaneous times. And I think the truest potential lies in when someone calls on us individually and needs to speak or needs some advice or needs some relief from suffering or day-to-day monotony and habits. And someone calls on me just needing inspiration. My prayer is that I'm ready for them. I'm balanced enough. I'm tapped into my wellness. I'm tapped into my truest potential to serve any human at any time, any animal or creature, to water a tree if it needs watering, to invoke, inspire creativity. So potential, excuse me, to me is energy that isn't necessarily being used yet. What have you tapped into your potential? Think of 3 ways that you have potential because you were born with skills. Well, you were born with like gifts. You've improved your skills and you're naturally talented at something. So those are 3 things. You're naturally talented. There's potential there. How are you manifesting beautiful things in your life because of your natural talent? How are you manifesting things because you have built your skill set step by step through your work, through your education, through dealing with your children and family, learning how to communicate better. You've developed that. Good job. I'm proud of you. Natural skills, gifts. These gifts, God gives to us. God gifts us. Gifts like, I don't know, natural abilities. It could be singing, it could be cooking, it could be speaking with your heart, listening with your heart, being joy-filled at all costs, being tapped into gratitude. That's a gift. Because you can support someone in a low time or dark time in their life. Anytime I feel like I can support another human, a group of humans, that is beautiful because our world needs more love. Excuse me, clearing my throat again. Our world, right? Love is there and our world could sure benefit from tapping into more love. More joy, more hope, more prayers, more positive outcomes for all people. Less of that stuff like war and disagreement and over elevated egos. Yeah, tapped into my over elevated ego at times, and our ego just seeks to protect me, right? Ego wants to survive. And I think that's okay. We're here. As long as we're here, give thanks. And our ego wants to be right. And I'm learning to choose peace over the need to be right. You know, so yeah, well, that's my personal experience about potential. I have the potential to be more in tune, more loving, more empathetic, more gracious, more generous. I have that potential, and it's up to me to tap into that. Yeah, so what are you thinking? Have you thought about your potential, your natural gifts and talents, your skill set? Talents, gifts and talents, skill set, abilities. So I'm just here to encourage you to enjoy that. And I think my ramble is over. So, okay, I am clearing my voice, my throat again. I'm going to work on that. And nonetheless, I'm posting the video. So let's see. In terms of myself, how am I tapping into my natural skills, gifts, and talents? Well, okay, I'm going to say it. So as I think about myself as a child, I realized, wow, I had excessive energy. I was up and down, up and down. I was bored easily in school. And I think a child with my type of energy nowadays sometimes is labeled as having ADHD and, you know, letters like that. Thank God. Thank you, Mommy. My mom never labeled me. She just always told me how bright and capable I was. Yeah, so I'm so thankful for that. And so, but when I reflect my experience, like I was the one who chewed gum every single day and ate candy in class, even though the teacher told us not to. I was the one who went to the restroom once every 20 minutes because it was challenging sitting in that hard wooden seat. I was the one whose mind couldn't focus long enough to really comprehend the reading for a long time. So I just made up stuff. I cheated. I endorsed help from my friends, whoever was sitting next to me, or I just didn't do it. Yeah, so that was my real experience. So, okay, all that said, that kind of set the stage and transpired into my working life. I've had many jobs, maybe 30 different jobs over the year because I got really bored. I would learn skills and do that, and it's like, okay, what's next? And if there was nothing next, I quit the job. I became deflated, uninspired, disenchanted. And so I moved around a lot because it was exciting to learn different things at new jobs. So here's a list of jobs. My first job was at Pioneer Chicken in Southern California. Fried chicken. Yeah, that was my first job at the age of 15. And then I was a florist in Del Amo Fashion Square. I worked at Foot Locker in Fox Hills Mall in Los Angeles. I worked at the Reloki Company, which was my first real job. My friend Ari, bless his heart and soul, he was my Jewish friend. I love him. He's on to another plane right now, unfortunately. He was killed in Compton. Yeah, that's a sad story, but he loved me so much. He just asked his uncle to hire me. I was hired on the spot. That was my first job, real job, full-time, making $5 an hour. Wow. And I learned so many skills. They made orthopedic pillows and products. So I did everything from data entry, which I was horrible at. That was so boring, repetitive. I've screwed up their books, I'm sure. So I did some data entry. I learned how to stuff orthopedic pillows and sew them up. I learned how to do some marketing. I did cold calling. And then Eventually I got bored. I left that job and I went to a couple of medical facilities in the heart of LA. I worked for a clinic that practiced natural, holistic healing. What do you call that? Homeopathic remedies. I learned like how to take garlic pills and did some chiropractic care and learned what a sauna was. Because these folks who practice Scientology, I never practiced Scientology, but this was a clinic. I answered the phone, scheduled appointments, worked with holistic doctors way back in the 80s-ish. Yeah, 80s. And then I worked at another clinic on Wilshire and Western. That job, worked for like workers' comp and personal injury cases. So I learned how to collect delinquent bills. Yeah, so that's how I learned how to do word processing on WordStar. So WordStar was a computer program, these thick binders. In order to work this big word processor, I had to learn how to really code or do programming just to get it to print. And so that took me like weeks. And then I learned how to do that, and I sent out collection letters to people. So I really learned how to formulate letters and, use proper grammar and punctuation. And I worked with the senior collection officers. And so anyway, that was great. And then, I worked for Trump Winchester Mortgage Company in Beverly Hills for a short time. That was horrible. It was boring. It was all paperwork. I didn't last long, but I thank them because they inspired me to go to school, stay in school. They paid me full-time wages to go to school and work part-time. That's a whole other story. Do I dare go on? After Trump I worked at the film library on Wilshire. And the film library, they provided those VHS tapes to industries, manufacturers who had to adhere to OSHA safety codes. So I took orders and I would send out these films for a week or two at a time so that these companies and corporations could train their people on safety. Yeah, so I learned all about that. And then after that, I got pregnant, I was married, and so my husband and we moved to Fresno, and then we came to the Bay Area. I worked at motherhood, maternity, and retail. I worked at the private industry council in the city of San Pablo. So we moved from LA to the Bay Area, and then I just started working a whole other series of jobs. Oh my goodness. I worked in the jails in West Contra Costa County. Yeah, so West County Detention Facility, Martinez Detention Facility, Marsh Creek Detention Facility. That was cool. That was one of my favorite jobs. And then Marsh Creek Detention Facility, not that you care, I'm probably rambling on to myself, but I'm remembering, and then I decided to go to school, back to college, because when I was working in the jails, detention facilities or jails, I just found that Black men, especially men of color, but especially Black men, went to jail a lot. Yeah, and the 3 strikes law, 25 years to life over really silly, petty crimes. And that led me to realize how Black men have been targeted, really realize Black men were targeted and just treated unfairly in the justice system. And I decided, when I saw those guys, intelligent, brilliant, creative men, returning to jail over and over in the short time I was there, 2 years or less, I said, and I learned that if a child does not learn to read by the age of by 3rd grade, especially Black children, they are destined in the pipeline to end up in jail and prison. So that's when I decided I want to teach. And so my teaching career was inspired by my own son, TJ, but it was definitely also inspired by the fact my heart was breaking for the men in and out of the jails. So I said, you know, I'm gonna teach those babies how to read by 3rd grade. And so yeah, I went to San Francisco State, earned my teaching credential, my BA, and then prior to that I went to Contra Costa College and got my AA in liberal studies. And so yeah, my college career began because I just wanted to keep Black folks out of jail, especially Black men. Black men really filled the jails, and so-called, you know, supposedly only make up a small percentage of the population. That's ridiculous. And then I taught for a while. I got a mental health challenge, depression. Yeah, I got depression because of my failing marriage. That still, you know, is hard for me to talk about sometimes. My failing marriage, my grandmother was ill and passed away. She was still living in Los Angeles in the house my mom and I pretty much grew up in. And then she was sick, and it was hard for me to balance like loving up on her and taking care of my small child and my disintegrating marriage. So grandma passed away, and that was hard on me. I had a major spinal surgery, just a lot of challenges. So I ended up not teaching for a while after 8 years of teaching, after the divorce. And in my mental health challenge, I found God again, spirit, metaphysics. I still currently attend the University of Metaphysics, working on my thesis on metaphysics and its role in holistic well-being. So I've been working on that for a long time because, you know, my mind goes here and there and I love to do different things. And I ended up in the peer recovery movement and mental health. And now I'm at peers. So my longest gigs have been teaching and in mental health. And because every day was different with teaching. Every day is different working in peers, and that's what keeps me motivated and inspired. And okay, all that to say my potential. Okay, how many minutes are we? Oh, we're at 22 minutes. So, and I'm not editing this video. So if you stay with me thus far, I love you. Thank you for being here. So in terms of potential, I didn't really have a plan to work in mental health or to teach or inspire people. My heart guides me. Yeah, my heart, when it says, okay, time to move on, I just really listen to it. So it may seem to some and sometimes to myself that I can't be still. I can't focus on one thing. And, you know, for the most part, I would say I focus in a non-linear way. So I grew up in school thinking, oh, you learn this and then this and then this and this, you know. I don't know if that's even comprehensive. Comprehensive learning and education to me is like, oh, it comes here and here and here. Life gives you this and that. And then when this comes, how do you apply it here? And how do you apply it here? Everything's kind of working together for my good. And so that's how my world works. Does anyone else relate to that? Yeah, if you can relate to that, let me know. And I don't know. There are a lot of children. So let me rewind that. Not that I don't know. I believe that a lot of children who might be labeled ADHD, ADD, whatever, or high intensity children, they get bored easily. They want more exciting, integrative, adventurous, and fun type of life experiences and learning, you know, hands-on activity. And if they're given that, then their potential expands and they actually achieve. According, you know, everyone's different. I've learned some folks are so mild mannered, calm and peaceful and passive and can easily adjust and, to life and like not make a dent. Just, okay, blend in. And I've never really been that person. No. I've made waves. I've ruffled feathers. I've been told I'm mean and coarse and rude and abrupt, and I don't mean to be. I'm working on that. I just enjoy speaking my mind or my thoughts or investigating, inquiring. I really inquire and like to know things, so I ask questions. But I found that I have to become better at answering questions. Yeah, so going back to potential, yeah, I love you and I wish you well. And I hope something about this kind of rambly video inspires you to tap into your potential and just love yourself where you are. Remember who you were as a child and know that's okay, whoever you were, and bump any judgments or how people try to tame you or tell you to be something you're not, or not appreciate you or not see you. First and foremost, just realize you're perfect where you are. You're whole, perfect, and complete right where you are. I've also learned like to not judge people. My mom taught me that too. Mommy did teach me how to judge, but we judged within our family harshly sometimes. Sorry, family, I love you, but I think that we're very critical of our own within. But it may be kinder to people outside of our own family. But I'm just learning to be kinder and see people where they are and pray for their potential to serve them well. I pray, that is my prayer for myself. I pray that I tap into my potential to create more love, more joy, more fun, more adventure, inspiration. And I pray the same for you. So let us all breathe. Life is a gift. Life is the gift. The presence is the present. And I'm really happy to be here. I'm happy that you're here. I love you. Have a blessed, wonderful 4th, whatever you do. And if you're doing something different or inspired by this video, let me know in the chat. If there's something you'd like me to talk about more, you have a fit word, go ahead and put it in the chat. Also, so what do you think? I'm going to put it out there. Is there anyone out there inspired to tap more into technology as a creative outlet? Like, oh, this technology thing is intimidating. Sometimes do you like dislike it? Sometimes you say, oh, I wish I had more tech skills. Let me know. I would love to support you at the very basics of creating an email account, creating a YouTube channel, learning how to edit videos, of just learning how to send an email, learning what programs you can use to learn to type, what programs will help you do this or that. I've been working on computers since I was 15. Thank you again, Mommy. This is Mommy Appreciation Day, right? My mom forced me in high school to take typing and computer. I learned computers in 1985 on the Apple IIc. Apple IIc. Yeah, DOS, DOS. There was no Windows, honey. So yeah, I learned some basic stuff, but that's another story. So we're not there now. We have Windows, and AI makes things so easy for you to access information. Yeah, don't get bogged down with information overload. But if you're really wanting to create something, learn how to market, expand a business, build a business, find information on whatever, and you would just like some support, hey, nay for hire, nay for hire. Yeah, go ahead and chat me up, or I do, what is my work number? Well, write it in the chat. I don't know. United Spirits has a phone number. Hold on. Oh, it's on. So, okay, well, stay tuned. In the next video, I will give you the United Spirits phone number where you can just call me and talk about, yeah, if you want some coaching on whatever, anything A to Z. I'll have the number in the next video. Okay, I love you. Have a good day.